Hello my YouTube beauties, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be finally testing out the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Skin Powder Foundation versus the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Foundation in a Powder. Now I did a review video of this comparing it to the liquid version of this foundation a few weeks ago, so if you missed that I will link it below. But this is pretty good as a matte powder foundation. Now this powder foundation is a full coverage matte waterproof powder foundation. Same with this is a full coverage matte powder foundation. So I'm curious to test these out side by side. So I'm gonna do this on one side of my face and then this on the other side. We're gonna see how it wears. I'm definitely starting this wear test late. It is 1:10 right now. So you know, I'm probably gonna wear this for at least 9 hours. Between 8 and 9 hours today. We'll see how it wears. I know the Makeup Forever one is very well loved, a cult favorite, really. It's so good, but it's not like just all the hype. It is a very, very good powder foundation if you have oily skin. So I'm curious to see how this is going to hold up to it. This is a drugstore, more affordable powder foundation. So if you enjoy a wear test and if you're enjoying this video while you're watching, you can give it a thumbs up to let me know. And don't forget to subscribe if you are enjoying the content and want to stick around. All right, so I'm going to go in with the same primer on both sides. I'm going to go in with the Tarte Timeless Smoothing Primer. This is a wonderful primer for smoothing and blurring the skin. Usually apply it in my T-zone, but I will drag it out, like the excess, over to the outsides of my cheeks. Now this in no way mattifies the finish of the foundation. I'm first going to go in with my concealer because this is liquid. I don't want to put a liquid over a powder. It's just going to make it look it's just going to make it not look very good. It's not going to blend very well. So I'm going to take my CoverGirl TruBlend Undercover Concealer. I have mine in the shade Classic Ivory if you are curious. I'm going to go ahead and use this for my dark circles. In my video reviewing this guy, I really, really liked it. I thought it was a really good matte version of the Fresh Wear foundation, which I already super love. It just gave me a little bit more of a mattified effect throughout the day. I'm going to take this and set down that concealer just to make sure we're not creasing here. Then I'm going to take this on the other side and go in with the Makeup Forever one. And then I will share some of the claims of both of them, just so you know like what each one claims that it does. All right, and like I said, I'm going to take the Makeup Forever powder, set down this side. Now the Makeup Forever powder is my holy grail favorite powder foundation. If I had to pick one powder foundation to use for the rest of my life, it would be this one. However, it is definitely more expensive of a product. So this L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Foundation in a Powder is $14.99. It's currently out of stock for like all of the shades. Most of the shades are out of stock right now. So hopefully by the time this video goes up, they start replenishing some of the supply of this, because I think so many people are curious about this. And so there's been just a lot of people picking it up. I have mine in the shade Porcelain. Online it says that this powder provides a full coverage with a natural matte finish. It blurs, evens, and smooths skin, has a weightless, creamy texture that fuses with skin upon application. Color remains true throughout the day without drying or fading. Made for oily skin and acne-prone skin. It's not supposed to transfer. It's supposed to be waterproof, sweat-proof, and heat-proof. That's the claims for that one. Let me go ahead and look up the Makeup Forever one. So the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Skin Blurring Powder Foundation retails for $38. I have mine in the shade Y215. It says it's a full coverage blurring powder with a lifelike matte finish that blends and breathes with skin for 12-hour wear that never cakes, flakes, or fades. Made for all skin types. And it has a blurring technology that smooths, mattifies, and visibly reduces pores and absorbs oil for a balanced, natural look. This is available in a lot more shades than the L'Oreal Infallible one, so that's just like the biggest difference to me. The claims seem pretty dang similar. So I think I'm going to just go in, no other product on my skin. I'm going to start building this one up on this side of my face. I'm just going in with my Too Faced Perfect Powder Brush. This is how this side is looking. Definitely looks very lightweight, very natural on the skin, matte. Looks like it did blur my pores. So liking how this side looks. Now let's go ahead and apply the Makeup Forever powder. I'm gonna wipe off this brush just to make sure I'm not carrying any product over from the L'Oreal powder. Hopefully these like colors are the same. I didn't think about that when I was thinking about this video. This is definitely building up faster than the L'Oreal powder. Just like right away, it seems like it's a little bit more full coverage right when you apply it. This took less time to build up, but on the skin, they look pretty much the same. I think the shades are very similar too. Here is the L'Oreal side. Here is the Makeup Forever side. Looking very up close, they look almost identical. I will say on the L'Oreal side, it looks like you can see it a little bit more on the skin, just right here than this side. But the finish looks very similar. The coverage seems to be almost the same. The Makeup Forever side did build up faster than the L'Oreal side, but on the skin, they look almost identical. So I'm gonna apply the rest of my makeup. I'll be back to share how everything went on, and we'll see if we can really tell a difference with the whole face put together. All right, guys, I'm back. Just finished up my makeup. It is currently 1:37, but I'm gonna call the check-in time, let's go 1:30. Yeah, I'm probably gonna wear this for like between 8 and 9 hours tonight. I will come back on at the very end of the evening and show you guys like how everything held up. But here is an up close look. Again, L'Oreal side. And this is the Makeup Forever side. I definitely think both sides look very nice. Like they both have a very similar effect. I do think when I'm just like looking at my skin right now, I do think that the L'Oreal one, I can see it just a tiny bit more on my skin. In terms of the finish and the coverage and how nice it looks on my skin, both blurred my skin very well. Both were incredibly easy to apply. Right now they're looking very much the same. So I'm gonna check back in at the very end of the evening and show you guys how they held up. Let me know down below, what is your guess? Which do you think is gonna hold up better? Because if this can be an affordable dupe for the Makeup Forever powder, this is probably going to be out of stock for a long time because everyone that I know has tried this, loves this. So if I can find an affordable dupe, that's awesome. And then I won't have to buy this as often. So I'm curious to see how both sides are going to hold up, but right now, both get a big thumbs up for me. They both look very, very nice on the skin and everything applied very similarly on top. So I will check back at the very end of the evening. It is almost 10 o'clock. About ready for bed. We actually just came back from watching The Bachelor at my parents' house. So I have this really great shirt on that says, "Will you accept this nose?" Here's how the products are looking on the skin. This side came off a little bit more than the Makeup Forever side. So I'll show you what I mean. Here is the L'Oreal side. You can see on my nose, it definitely rubbed off a bit. Do have sunglass marks, but on my nose right here, it did rub off a little. And then here's the Makeup Forever side. Both kept me looking pretty much similar on both sides in terms of how matte it made my skin look. I will say overall, I think these are pretty comparable products. I definitely still think that the Makeup Forever one is a little bit better. It looked a little bit more skin-like throughout the day, and it seemed to wear just a little bit more than the L'Oreal one, so the staying power is definitely better on this side, but not too bad on this side. Like for a drugstore alternative that's not so expensive and seems to have a similar finish, similar lasting power, and look to the skin, I'd say they're like roughly even. If you want something that looks a little bit more skin-like, does keep you more matte, and builds a little bit easier, then I would go with the Makeup Forever. But if you're looking for an affordable kind of dupe, it's not exactly the same, but pretty close. Definitely try this out. Again, I know it's like sold out everywhere, so if it comes back in stock, be sure to pick up your shade. If you're thinking about getting the Makeup Forever powder, I would try this and see if you like it, because if you do, it's roughly a very similar product. So yeah, I am super excited to, report that it wore really, really well and very similarly to the Makeup Forever one. Of course, I think this is just going to be like the powder foundation to compare everything to, because it's just so good. But this gets pretty close, and it's probably the closest thing I own in my makeup collection. So if you have tested out both of these, or if you have both of these products, let me know down below. Have you done a wear test like this? I'd be curious to see what your guys' thoughts are as well. But I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the video here. Thank you so much for watching. I love you guys, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.